My goal went from ensuring that Americans are knowledgeable about the shortcomings of both parties, including that of Democrats and Joe Biden. It went from that to making sure that the libertarian agenda collapses, because it is the libertarian agenda that has created the most havoc in the individual lives of Americans. Citizens United, making sure that housing isn't affordable because it would have an unjust, unfair economic consequence on corporations. Now, small businesses, I can understand. There's space for small businesses to be protected, but they only use small businesses when they actually mean protecting the corporations, protecting those who can actually afford to be regulated, those who can actually afford to raise the prices, those who can afford to increase the wage when their CEO is making over $20 million a year. How about cut some of that millions down? Even 1 million per year for a CEO seems like a lot. You can survive on 1 million a year. But yeah, Donald Trump, I mean, I'm not going to vote for him. Don't vote for him. But he isn't actually the enemy. Even the Republican Party itself isn't actually the enemy. These are tools. These are tools. I don't know who is head honcho libertarian, but these is a tool of an agency of people, a collective, who want to substitute we the people for we the corporations. That's what Citizens United did. It extended we the people to corporations. Constituents are not just individuals. You see, when politicians say that they listen to constituents, it's not you, it's not me, it's their donors, because Citizens United made them into constituents, it made them into individuals, it made them into we the people. So in order to collapse libertarian agenda, we need to collapse Citizens United. To collapse Citizens United, we cannot do that through congressional action because they're bought. It has to be done through invoking Article 5. That's the amendment clause. It has to be done through a constitutional convention. That's what happened in order to repeal prohibition. That's when drinking alcohol and selling alcohol used to be illegal. They repealed that through a constitutional convention. That's invoking the 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 fifth article, the amendment clause. The difference is that instead of the Congress deciding, it is delegates who are sent from every state who deliberate and then convince each other and then vote on whether or not amendment passes. That is the easiest, most direct way that Citizens United can be overturned. For there to be an explicit extension amendment that positions what is already known from the Federalist Papers and the Constitution, that the right to suffrage is for individuals. The right to have a say in the political future is to individuals, not corporations. Corporations and special interests are not individuals. They are not people. They do not vote as a entity. You can only vote as an individual. So the weak point of the libertarians will be overturning Citizens United, because as long as that money is still funneling on all sides of the political spectrum, our political parties will be bound to the money, to the dollar, because they're the ones who have more funds than the average American. So they will always win. They will always outbid our political future, and they will always be capable of deciding it. They give a trip to the justices. They get what they want. In order to restore democracy, to restore republicanism, to restore American constitutionalism, we have to collapse the libertarian agenda, the conservative libertarian agenda, because they're not speaking about individuals. They're not speaking about individuals having free choice. They're talking about corporations, about Amazon having a free choice whether or not um, to give you the proper labor practices. They don't want to hold companies accountable. Why? Because it's an unfair financial burden to force them to listen and abide and comply by regulations. We must take down Donald Trump, but we must take down the libertarian agenda. They are silent in the back of conservatives. It must be done.